Welcome back and welcome to my October TBR video. As always, I will divide my October TBR into October releases and other fabulous books I want to get to, and as always my TBR is probably overly ambitious and I will never actually have time to read all of these books, but these are the books I'm going to be choosing from. So October releases, most of these are going to be on my Kindle on ebook form. I've also pre-ordered one of these on audiobook, so I'll be listening to that as soon as it hits my Audible app on today. I'm uploading this video on the 5th, so yes, it will be today. Okay, so firstly, the book that I am currently reading as I film this, but hopefully I will have a review up already as this video goes up. If not, it'll probably be up tomorrow, and that is There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. I am about 20% of the way into this as I film this, and I'm enjoying it so far. Then one that I am very, very excited about, and that is C.L. Taylor's first YA thriller novel. So I'm all about the YA thrillers this month apparently, and that is The Treatment by C.L. Taylor. This one comes out on the 19th of October. Yep, that's right. And this one, again, I love C.L. Taylor's books, so hopefully this one's going to be amazing. You might have a video review of that one coming up very soon. Then another one I want to read is Joe and Clara's Christmas Countdown, which is by Katie Lovell. I have this on my Kindle, and I've just got a couple of other books to get through before I get to this one. I'm looking forward to jumping back into another Christmassy read. Then I have No One Ever Has Sex on Christmas Day, which is by Tracy Bloom, which I believe comes out on the 23rd of October. Tracy Bloom wrote No One Ever Has Sex on a Tuesday, No One Ever Has Sex in the Suburbs, and I think this is the third in that kind of series, which is No One Ever Has Sex on Christmas Day. I apologise if I've got that wrong and it's actually the fourth. I'm just trying to remember which of her books kind of link together, because there's a couple of standalone ones as well. Tracy Bloom is always hilarious, so I'm very much looking forward to reading this one. And then the book that I have ordered on Audible is How to Be Champion by Sarah Millican. I just thought that this would make a really good audiobook, so I do have a proof copy of it on my Kindle, but I will be attempting to listen to as much of it as possible on Thursday as an audiobook instead. And then another one which I'm excited about, which comes out today as well, and that is Mirror Mirror by Cara Delevingne. Let's get the L's and the R's the right way around. And that again is I believe a YA novel, and it's a thriller too. Very exciting. And then another Christmassy read which also comes out today, and I have a physical copy of it. That is Sleigh Rides and Silver Bells at the Christmas Fair by Heidi Swain. I loved Heidi Swain's Christmas book from last year, so I'm very excited about reading this one. And this is my signed copy that I got at a book event at the weekend, and I will be putting some footage of that book event up on this channel next week, so look forward to that one. And then on to the other books that I want to read in the month of October. It basically comes down to books I'll have already shown you in my September book haul, or even earlier than that. I've got some library books and some other physical books that I want to read and try and read whilst I'm here in the UK. Obviously, I've got October half term coming up when I won't be doing any teaching. So we'll just see how busy that is, but my weekends are fairly busy going around the UK and seeing people. So fingers crossed I get some evenings to read in the next couple of weeks, because as I say, it's a little bit on the ambitious side. So this was in my September TBR, but it didn't happen, so I've bumped it to October, and that is All That She Can See by Carrie Hope Fletcher. I read On the Other Side in one sitting, so I'm hoping if I set aside some time I'll be able to read this one in one sitting as well. Then another one, now this one I have a physical copy of, but I was also on the wait list for the audiobook, and the audiobook has just become available from my library but I also have the physical copy, so I might switch between the two. But obviously I want to hold up the physical copy because it's gorgeous and shiny, and that's Midnight at the Bright Ideas bookstore by Matthew Sullivan, which I hold in my September book haul, and is very, very beautiful and gorgeous and Then we are currently just over halfway through listening to the audiobook of Practice Makes Perfect by Penny Parks, but we also have the physical copy of that one. See, when I'm here, I get to share books with my mum, which is great. I don't share books with anyone back at home, apart from everyone else that uses the library, obviously, because I read a lot of library books. But hopefully going to get this one finished in the month of October and get a review up for you guys to read. Then another book which we are listening to on audiobook, but I have the physical book of, but I'm really enjoying the audiobook, and I'm anticipating that we might even be finished this one by the time this video goes up, and that is Miss You by Kate Eberlen. And this one is told as a kind of dual narrator one, so we've got a male and a female narrator in this audiobook, and it's kind of been pitted as a bit like One Day, and there's a quote from Heat on the back which kind of cements my idea that it is a little bit like One Day, and it says, bound to be compared to David Nicholls' epic One Day, but offers even more. So yeah, as I say, we're kind of well into this one, so I'm really looking forward to reading. It says on the front, Tess and Gus are meant to be, they just haven't met properly yet, and perhaps they never will. So it's very exciting, and I've heard amazing things about this one as well. So in the middle of that one, another couple of books that I want to read, and I think, you know, if I get a decent chunk of time to sit down, I hauled these recently. The first one is Margot and Me by Juno Dawson, a kind of YA contemporary type thing, and then another YA contemporary, and that is Freshers by Tom Ellen and Lucy Iverson. I loved Lobsters. I made a video about Lobsters, which I will link down below, and everyone tells me that I will definitely love this one as well, so hopefully get an afternoon to sit down and read this one and read till I am finished. And then obviously I have my library books. Library books, I am nearly finished this one, and that is The Gender Games by Juno Dawson, and I am absolutely loving this one. I'm reading it and going, yes. Yeah, oh yes, undoubtedly. And I didn't realise that before she was a successful author, Juno was actually a primary school teacher, so there's a whole little section about that as well, and I'm like, yes, I understand this one. Yes, indeed. So that's another side to this book that I didn't expect, but I'm really enjoying. And then I have London Belongs to Us by Sarah Manning. Looking forward to this one. Obviously, I'm looking forward to all of these, otherwise I wouldn't have got them out of the library. Let me just pull my stack of books over towards me. Featured this one in my last haul, Truth or Dare by Non Pratt. It's the double-sided book. And also by Non Pratt we have a remix. This is the library cover edition. I have a different edition back in Denver, but I wanted to pick up this one because I saw it in the library. Then one which is guaranteed to make me laugh, and that is Girls Can't Hit by T.S. Easton. I loved Boys Don't Knit, so I'm excited for Girls Can't Hit. Then one which I've seen all over BookTube, and that is Juniper Lemon's Happiness Index. Very excited to start this one. Then I have Girls Will Be Girls by Emma O'Toole. As I mentioned in my book haul, I don't know a whole lot about this one, but I am sure that it will kind of go along the lines of Juno Dawson's book and the audiobook that I'm currently listening to as well. And then we have All About Mia by Lisa Williamson. Very excited to start this one because I loved The Art of Being Normal. I made a video about The Art of Being Normal, which I will link below. And finally, another popular one, which I've seen all over the place, and that is Goodnight Stories by for Rebel Girls, not by Rebel Girls, although it might be by Rebel Girls as well. Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls, which I am doing as a kind of try before you buy. So I may not read the whole of this one in October. I may read some and then go, yes, I'm going to order this. I'm going to make it arrive when I come back in Denver. So we'll see what happens with this one. So as I say, it's a slightly sort of ambitious TBR. I've still got a couple more audiobooks that I haven't mentioned. That is Wild Like Me by Louise Pentland, which I didn't originally put on my October TBR. I believe it was on my September TBR, but I didn't get around to it in September. But as I film this video, I have already finished it, but I finished it in the month of October. So it's on the October TBR because it's been bumped from the September TBR. And then also Ginny Moon by Benjamin Ludwig. I keep borrowing this one and then not getting to start it. So I'm really hoping that I get to listen to it in October at some point. And yeah, let me just check. I've got my October TBR post here, which I will link down below. I'm just checking I've mentioned everything on there. Yes, I have. As I say, those things that I've talked about will be linked in the description box below. So if you want to see a little bit more detail about any of these books, you can look at the blog post and then there'll be links in there. Any videos that I've talked about, I will link in there too. I give a little bit more detail about some of the books that I hold in that book haul I posted last week. And aside from that, yeah, just wish me luck, because I'm hoping that I get to read a little bit more in October than I did in September. But you're going to have to wish me luck and hope that I found some time to do it. It's that whole thing of just trying to do everything all at once, and I want to do everything all at once. I want to read all these books, but I also want to write all the blog posts and make all the videos and see all the people and teach all the children. So it's finding that balance, isn't it? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know which of these books you would like me to read first. I can only do my best. Let me know if you've read any of them, or even if you don't think I might like one of them, let me know. If you're not already subscribed, please do click that subscribe button. I would love to have you on board. Thank you so much for watching, and I will have that event video for you up next week, so I will see you then. Bye.